In May 2018, as the world watched the royal wedding unfold, a quieter story was brewing behind the scenes, a rivalry between Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle. What should have been a simple bridesmaid dress fitting sparked a silent feud, one that would simmer quietly for years. Tonight, for the first time, we'll uncover 7 hidden truths behind Kate's secret revenge, a bitter conflict fought behind palace walls, away from the public eye. Let's begin with secret number 1, the ill-fated dress fitting. On May 10th, just over a week before the ceremony, tensions rose at Kensington Palace. 3-year-old Charlotte, Kate's daughter, was set to be one of the young bridesmaids. Meghan had a clear vision for the dresses. She wanted everything to be perfect. But in reality, things were anything but perfect. The dresses didn't fit right, some gaped open hemlines were too long, and Charlotte's gown seemed to engulf her tiny frame. Seeing her daughter so upset, Kate pushed for immediate alterations. With the wedding fast approaching, time was running out, and Charlotte was clearly distressed. Meghan stood her ground, arguing firmly that the dresses were styled this way on purpose. She insisted it was exactly what the designer had intended. Kate, clearly concerned, pushed back. Little Charlotte was in tears, her chances of stumbling down the aisle seeming to grow with every moment. Meghan's response came out cold and sharp. "Maybe," she remarked, "Charlotte should be more professional." Kate froze. Had Meghan just criticized her little girl? 3-year-old Charlotte sobbed as palace staff looked on, watching it all unfold. That day, the room felt heavy. Every word hung in the air. Every face reflected disbelief. Kate stayed calm and reminded everyone, "Charlotte is only 3 years old. These dresses need to be altered." But Meghan stood firm. She wanted the gowns left just as they were. With a measured, chilly tone, Meghan said, "This is my wedding, not yours." It was a clear boundary, drawn in the sand, a pointed reminder for Kate. Without another word, Kate quietly gathered her daughter and left, holding back any protest. She took Charlotte, still in tears, home with her. In that moment, something changed inside Kate. A line had been crossed. She made a quiet promise to herself. Meghan would regret treating them this way. People inside the palace could sense the change. Kate's face turned cold, her polite smile hiding her true feelings. She didn't say a word. She simply walked out, with Charlotte holding onto her side. Even then, those in the know could tell something had shifted. Meanwhile, Meghan shared her own version of events. She told friends that it was Kate who had made the flower girls cry, accusing her of being too harsh about their dresses. 2 different stories quickly emerged, but the staff had seen everything. They knew what really happened. Yet Kate never addressed the rumors. She kept her thoughts to herself, guarding her side of the story, and started planning quietly behind the scenes. Now we reveal secret number 2, the icy silence that unfolded during the royal wedding on May 19, 2018. As the world watched, expecting a fairy tale, something entirely different was happening beneath the surface. With billions tuning in, Kate walked with a silent confidence that Meghan was still trying to find. Her senior position in the royal family gave her a quiet power. She moved through the palace halls, backed by tradition, and held herself with impeccable poise. At the Windsor Castle reception, she looked radiant in a soft yellow Alexander McQueen outfit, poised and flawless. Meghan, now stepping into her new royal role, expected warmth, perhaps even open congratulations from Kate. But what she received instead was a wall of cool civility. Throughout the event, Kate kept a polite smile for the cameras and offered all the courtesies her role required. Yet, with Meghan, she didn't make a single extra gesture. If Meghan tried to start a conversation, Kate would simply drift away, her attention suddenly needed elsewhere. Whenever Meghan expressed her thanks, Kate would gracefully excuse herself, always called away by something urgent. This was social maneuvering at its most subtle. There were no overt scenes, no dramatic snubs, just a quiet sense of distance that everyone in the palace could feel. Kate remained perfectly cordial, but her boundaries were unmistakable, drawn in ice. She kept her conversations with Meghan brief, speaking only when absolutely necessary. The bride felt the chill deeply. Even though the cameras captured smiling faces, everyone who mattered, family, aides, and those close to palace life, could see just how intentionally Kate made Meghan feel out of place. The message was clear, even if it was never spoken out loud: "You hurt my child, and I won't forget." But Kate delivered this message with absolute grace. She never strayed from her royal script, never let her facade slip. There was nothing anyone could criticize. Her manners were flawless, her demeanor kept at arm's length. There was no outburst, just a chilling absence. William took the same approach. He joked with Harry, but when it came to Meghan, his energy was flat, almost indifferent. By the end of the celebration, Meghan understood the challenge ahead. Kate was unshakable, and even more importantly, she was firmly in control. Now we come to Secret 3, the quiet but devastating palace briefing. Let's fast forward to November 2018, half a year later. Meghan was finding royal life relentless, a constant drumbeat of negative headlines and whispers that she was difficult. She started to see the palace as her adversary, convinced they weren't protecting her. But beneath the surface, Kate was playing a more complex game. Every royal family member receives a different kind of support from palace staff. Some are fiercely defended, others left to fend for themselves. Kate never had to ask for protection. She earned loyalty instead. Her private secretary made an offhand comment to a journalist in the inner circle. The Duchess of Cambridge was very upset over the bridesmaid dress fitting. Charlotte was in tears for days. That was all it took. The rumor mill began to spin. Suddenly, stories shifted, and now Meghan was being blamed. She was portrayed as the one who made Kate cry, not the other way around. In the public eye, Meghan became the demanding bridezilla. Meghan's outrage was immediate. This was not her version of events. She felt the ground shifting beneath her and demanded the palace set the record straight. In response, palace officials offered soothing words. They promised to consider her request, but in the end, they did nothing. The reason was simple. Kate had never pushed for intervention. She never voiced complaints in public, and she never insisted that only her side be heard. Instead, she let events unfold naturally. For the palace, the truth wasn't a mystery. Staff who were there during the dress fitting supported Kate's account. Their memories matched hers. In that moment, Meghan saw the reality. Kate had history, loyalty, and more than a decade with the royal family. Meghan, on the other hand, was still the newcomer. When push came to shove, it became clear where the palace's loyalty truly lay. As the year wound down, the stories grew harsher. Headlines blamed Meghan for staff resignations and labeled her as demanding, reportedly texting aides at dawn, supposedly even bringing Kate to tears. Each leak was well-sourced anonymous palace insiders, friends close to the Cambridges. While Kate left no direct trace, her influence was clear. Meghan's world grew smaller. Harry felt the pressure too and confronted his brother. He demanded that William step in. But William answered with cool indifference. Kate, he insisted, had never said a word to the public. If staff chose to speak, that was their decision. William suggested Meghan should ask herself why that was. The message was clear. His wife's behavior was above reproach. According to William, Meghan's battles were of her own making. Through it all, Kate never once called a meeting to defend herself. She never retaliated and never put herself in the middle of the conflict. Kate's reputation was built quietly, and that approach worked for her. Palace staff admired Kate, trusted her, and saw Meghan's arrival and behavior with their own eyes. There was little doubt about where their loyalties lay. Secret 4, the Christmas freeze. December 25, 2018. This was Meghan's first Christmas as Harry's wife at Sandringham. Kate arrived completely in control, every detail handled, thoughtful gifts for relatives, and her children looking perfectly presentable. The morning began with a public appearance at church, where photographers captured Kate and Meghan side by side. Kate's smile was dazzling as she played her part for the cameras, yet not a single word passed between them during the walk. Back inside, a royal lunch awaited. Nearly 30 family members gathered around. Meghan reached out, complimenting Kate's dress and asking about Charlotte. Kate replied with practiced grace, a pleasant thank you, or she is doing well, before smoothly shifting her attention to Sophie or another relative. Every gesture from Meghan was met with polite acknowledgement, then quickly redirected. There was no open hostility, no sharpness, just a wall of chilly detachment. Even the Queen noticed. Quietly, she asked, "Is everything all right, Catherine?" Kate's response was flawless. "Everything is wonderful, ma'am," she said, her composure unshaken and her mask firmly in place. Faced with such polished courtesy wrapped in frost, there was little more the Queen could say. Kate's manners never faltered, but there was still a chill in the air between them. On Boxing Day, it was time for the traditional gift exchange. Kate handed Meghan her present, tastefully wrapped. Inside was an elegant leather-bound notebook, expensive, refined, but completely impersonal. It was the kind of gift you might give to a distant coworker, just enough to be polite, with no real warmth. It wasn't the gesture of a family member, or even a true friend. Meghan understood immediately. The message was clear: you are not one of us. On December 26th, Meghan and Harry left Sandringham, explaining it was due to scheduling reasons. Behind the palace walls, the truth was clear. They weren't just escaping the chill in the air, it was something colder than winter itself. The staff knew exactly what was happening. The Cambridge freeze was famous. Kate never had to raise her voice. Instead, her quiet exclusion made Meghan feel like an outsider at every turn. Kate's style was flawless, carefully measured, always effective, and never something you could easily call out. This brings us to Secret 5, the calculated distance. By March of 2019, the palace revealed that Harry and Meghan would be moving from Kensington Palace to Frogmore Cottage. Officially, it was said they just needed more space. Beneath the surface, the real motivation was clear. Kate wanted them gone. Kensington had been Kate's territory since 2011, and Meghan's arrival felt like an intrusion. Quietly, Kate spoke with William. "We need separate households." William took the matter to the palace, delivering a clear message. It was time for the couples to split. The palace quickly agreed. Renovations at Frogmore Cottage soon began. Officially, it was presented as a friendly arrangement and a new beginning. But in truth, it was a gentle exile. Meghan was being subtly removed from the center of power, from Kate's domain. The royal foundation that once united them eventually split. Charities that once operated together now split into separate projects. New offices began to appear. Kate had one firm rule: complete separation of staff. No overlap in communication. Full autonomy for each team. The message was clear: Kate wasn't ready to give up control of her own narrative. Meghan suddenly found herself standing alone. In that moment, she lost her direct line to the palace's communications, her access to dependable media contacts, and the institutional support that had supported the royals for generations. Kate kept everything: her loyal staff, the relationships she'd nurtured, and the influence she'd built from her earliest days at the palace. By April 2019, the divisions were clear. Sussex Royal was official, and Kate had triumphed. Meghan found herself alone, miles from Kensington, without the palace's protection. Those on the inside saw what happened. Kate orchestrated every move, never giving orders, but shaping the environment, until Meghan had one real option: to leave. With Meghan gone, Kate stood uncontested. Her home, her team, her story, and her power all remained entirely her own. Secret 6, the staged reconciliation. It's July 2019, the Wimbledon final. Cameras flash as Kate and Meghan sit together in the royal box. On the surface, it's a picture-perfect reunion for the sisters-in-law. Headlines everywhere trumpet a renewed alliance. But behind the scenes, things are very different. This public display was actually orchestrated by Meghan's advisors. They wanted just one image, a sign of unity, to give the world hope that fences were being mended. Kate agreed instantly. Why not? At this stage, she held all the cards. On the day itself, Kate was the first to arrive. Meghan arrived a bit later, surrounded by friends, and took a seat 2 rows behind. As the match went on, both women kept easy smiles on their faces. Cameras snapped away, eager to capture any sign of camaraderie. But over the next several hours, just a few words were exchanged between them. Kate remained polite throughout, but her intentions were clear. She was there for appearances, not for friendship. After the match, they went their separate ways. There was no shared meal, no private conversation. For Meghan, it felt like progress, but Kate saw it for what it was: simply a public performance, nothing more. Fast forward to September. Once again, Kate and Meghan appear together at a Royal Foundation forum. Throughout the event, Kate never makes direct eye contact with Meghan, maintaining her usual poise as she fields audience questions but never addressing Meghan directly. When Meghan does speak, Kate offers a polite smile, then quickly shifts her attention elsewhere in the room. The press picks up on the dynamic immediately. Every gesture reveals a hint of tension, and even professional body language experts notice that there's more beneath the surface than practiced smiles. Kate is completely closed off. Meanwhile, the palace stays silent, letting rumors circulate, choosing not to clarify, and allowing the real story to emerge on its own. Kate saw no reason to keep up appearances any longer. The days of pretending to be close were over. In public, she stayed courteous and professional, but any hint of warmth was gone for good. In October 2019, Kate and William began their official visit to Pakistan. Meghan and Harry weren't included. Meghan noticed the snub. Why were they left out? The palace gave a smooth, diplomatic answer: the couples had different areas of focus. But the real message was clear: Kate didn't want them anywhere near her event. From then on, every joint appearance was carefully orchestrated, down to the smallest detail. Everything was scheduled and controlled by Kate. She chose the time, the place, and even decided how long the meeting would last. Meghan had no influence. She didn't get a real say in how things unfolded. Staff on both sides noticed it, clear as day. Then came secret number 7, the response to the Oprah interview on March 7, 2021. Meghan shared her side of the now famous bridesmaid dress disagreement, saying Kate made me cry, and claimed the world had believed the wrong version of events. People everywhere tuned in. Millions chose their sides, but Kate's reaction was a masterclass in restraint. She said nothing, no statements, no denials, not a single word in public. While Kate outwardly remained silent, her actions behind palace walls were swift and deliberate. Almost immediately, the palace released a statement. Recollections may vary. It was a carefully chosen phrase, neither a denial nor an admission, but a subtle challenge to Meghan's account. Kate herself never made a personal comment. She didn't need to. Her silence became her weapon. Soon after, reports began to surface. Palace staff added their voices to a growing story. Some claimed it was Meghan who had made Charlotte cry, not the other way around. Every detail was carefully placed, each account meticulously attributed. Kate's name didn't appear, but her perspective filled the headlines. Then the final act. Kate and William stepped out for a public appearance on March 11, 2022, just 4 days after the interview was aired. Reporters crowded around them, eager for a reaction. "Have you watched the interview?" they called out. William gave a brief reply. "We're not a racist family." Kate, on the other hand, simply offered a dazzling smile. Calm and silent, she radiated quiet confidence. No defense, no argument. Her stillness spoke for itself. "I have nothing to prove. Everyone who matters already knows where I stand." The outcome was unmistakable. Public sentiment in Britain was firmly behind Kate. Polls showed overwhelming support for her. Meanwhile, Meghan's revelations started to feel strained. By choosing not to speak out and simply standing her ground, Kate emerged as the winner, composed, graceful, and impeccable. By June 2021, the contest was settled. Public favor for Harry and Meghan had collapsed, while Kate's reputation soared to new heights. The future queen became untouchable. Across the Atlantic, Meghan was left isolated, criticized, alone, and with little remaining of her royal connections. Through it all, Kate neutralized her rival without ever raising her voice or publicly attacking her. Her victory came through quiet patience, simply waiting for Meghan to falter on her own. Here are the facts: 7 secrets behind Kate's subtle campaign for revenge, the dress fitting that drew battle lines, the icy silence on the wedding day, palace messaging that damaged Meghan's public image, the chilly Christmas at Sandringham, the deliberate split from Kensington, carefully staged moments of fake reconciliation, and finally, Kate's wordless response to Oprah that ended it all. This was more than a family feud. It was planned and calculated warfare. Kate understood something Meghan never fully grasped. The royal family isn't just a family, it's a machine, complete with rules, hierarchies, and real consequences. When Meghan arrived, she wanted to spark a revolution. She demanded equality and change. But Kate took a different approach. She waited. She watched as Meghan stumbled, let bridges burn, and in time, let Meghan confirm every suspicion Kate had quietly planted. Kate never fought back in public. There were no harsh words or direct rebuttals. She never had to go that far. She had the entire institution behind her. Loyal staff backed her up. For more than a decade, Kate built an unimpeachable reputation, earning the affection of the public. Meghan, by contrast, had only a brief window: 3 years filled with grievances, headline clashes, and broken connections. So who would come out on top? Kate dismantled Meghan's standing effortlessly. She made it seem like she wasn't even trying. No loud confrontations, no obvious sparring, just steadfast patience, absolute composure, and simply being Kate. Today, Kate stands poised to wear the crown, cherished, respected, and admired by millions. Meanwhile, Meghan remains in California, struggling for significance, her public image in tatters. Meghan never saw it coming. She lost everything in an instant. Kate's vengeance wasn't loud or obvious. It slipped quietly through whispers and shadows, executed perfectly, completely. This is how a queen in waiting conquers, not with bold proclamations or displays of emotion, but with patient resolve and strategic silence. Kate's approach was masterful. Meghan never stood a chance. In the end, the princess prevails by mastering the art of serenity. Her greatest power comes from a calm smile and unwavering silence.